Hey, my friends, it's your friend Kevin. Welcome, 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 welcome. You're all welcome here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sitting with me as I do this divine inspiration message of the day for you. All right, so we are on a angel numerology number 3 day, which is about works with the moon card. Um, it's a day to be inwardly reflective, and where we can look at our spiritual opening as well as our physical world and even out those communications. Um, Working with a number 3 says to get in the mode of gentle guidance. Number 2 is keeping the faith, watching negative thinking, going gently and harmoniously forward. This stays in that mode with messages from not only the ascended masters, but from those loved ones that have passed into spirit. Now, if you're into tarot, this works with the Three of Cups or the Three of Water. It works with the Hermit, or I like to work with the energy of the moon during these number 3 days. Now, the energy of the moon works very much with Archangel Haniel. She's also the archangel that works with the High Priestess card, really bringing us to a space where we can look at the light of the moon, the shadow work, the places where we really haven't paid attention to what our inner intuition is telling us. So let's get right to these cards. We have I am strong and resilient. That is our happier me affirmation for today. Think of a situation when you showed strength. How did you feel? And how did you receive acknowledged? Well, how did you recover? Acknowledge that every situation that you surpass makes you stronger and more resilient. Our challenges, and there are many, my friends, in the physical realm are temporary. However, as we surpass these temporary fluxes in energy, we reach another cycle. I love how this now thing goes in and out, in and out, in and out. The energy of this camera doesn't want to focus, so I'm sort of holding on to it to see. There we go. I've got my hand on the actual camera itself to, I guess, electromagnetic energy to sort of still it, to quieten it down. If I let my hand go off, it'll start pulsing again, crazy. But that's energy. It's energy. It's energy. It's all around us. We're working with Kyle Gray's as Divine Masters Oracle deck this week, bringing you. Here we go again. Lady Portia. Lady Portia talks about overcoming our limiting beliefs, but looking at why we have the limiting beliefs to begin with, releasing karmic connections, and letting go of the need to be right. And sometimes the need to be right is the need to share yourself truthfully, authentically, without reservations. Now, that's not to say, as some people feel, you go off at a tangent thinking that your problems are the only problems that anyone's got. No, that's somewhat self-indulgent. This is talking about looking at your own pathway and being able to see, oh, I was maybe a little bit vitriolic, a little bit overbearing, a little bit too pushy, whatever that looks like. And this is a limitation. This is where the ego creeps in and lets go and sort of gives us that know-it-all type of energy. That's not necessarily what we're kind of here to do. Lady Portia, her twin flame is Saint Germain, works with the violet flame. Peace, love, ascension, harmony. And it isn't to say that Lady Portia comes along and says, well, I'm going to tisk, tisk, tisk and tell you how it's got to be. It's a bit like, let go of that. You don't need that. People don't need to be told how they should and shouldn't be. Just be. But this is looking at ourselves, looking at when we may have told ourselves these crazy things that are just not true, not good enough, not enough money, can't pay the bill, not sure. That's been mine. My insecurity. This is releasing it and letting go of it. Insecurity is a limitation. Our insecurity, things that we are not sure of, we don't know about, give them up to God. Give them up to Spirit. Give them up to your angels. That's what they're here for, to help us. Not just to help us work through them, but to help us see that there's help and you can ask for it. Go to your gentle guidance from the ascended masters. Show me the way. Give me the strength. Give me the courage. Just like this card. I am strong and I'm resilient and I can overcome whatever this is that's going on. And there's a lot going on, my friends. I'm not discounting it, and neither are the spirits. They're saying there's great transformation coming. There are great planets. Astrologers will say stuff's moving. We're either with it, in it, on it, and going. Now, my isms before we get to the card of the day. Actually, there's a couple that come from my friend Joanna, our friend of the channel. I am intentional and clear. I am manifesting my desires with ease and with joy. Now, as I've said before, we affirm everything that is not necessarily actually happening now. We have to be in the affirmative if we want that to manifest. The next one is, I am a beautiful soul on a cosmic journey, fully and completely supported and loved by the universe. Again, this comes from Joanna. Be your own unicorn is what her website is. We have a lot of very powerful intuitives as part of this little group here. Pat Blocker's another one. I spoke to her yesterday about my lovely fur babies. There's a video coming out at some point, and I will share it with you when it's done. I am always with my inner being, and everything is wonderful. Now, if this is not what's going on physically today, if this is not where you're at, well, you know, some of us can get cynical and say, yeah, right, We have to push that aside and get into it. Yes, you're with your inner being. How would you not be with your inner being? Even when we're not aware of our inner being, it's right there. However, what I will say about my inner being, it's not going to get in the muck and the mire with me at all. Help me out of it, but won't get in there. Won't go down into that dingy place. I'm using Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maud Hirsch. This is a brand new deck I got from the Hay House Card Club subscription. And I have to say, some I'm drawn to, some I'm not drawn to. This one I was drawn to. And I like to get the little guidebook out. I like to read what the author intended for these cards. So let's shuffle Beatrice and, oh, they're outside today. They're looking up at the stars. It is nighttime. They can see one side is a full moon. The other side is, ooh, the sun. All right, balance is what they're telling me. The balance of light versus dark. The balance of inward love versus outward love. Show yourself inward love and you will glow on the outside. That's a very simple message. And the two of them are just simply sitting outside. Looks like on a lawn, looking upward. And on the left side of the horizon is the full moon and a night sky. On the right side is a setting sun, not a sun that's up. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. Balance is what I get from that. All right, I'm going to take this card off the top. Is that one card? Yes. Let's see if we'll pulls all this together. Stop pushing and striving So I like this too. Here we've got our sun. We've got butterfly, transformation, and we have sunflowers. We've got our couple doing a little walk through the woods, and everything's in bloom. I feel like this is a day for appreciating what it is we actually do have, as opposed to um, being focusing on what we don't have. Um, Now, the way that this particular deck works, the first 11 cards is about listening. The next ones are about clearing. Cards 12 to 22 in this particular deck. So you'll notice, if you have this deck, that the colors work with orange and yellow. In clearing, makes way for new opportunities, new energies, new things to come into being. When we're pushing and we're striving and we're shoving, we're just spinning our wheels. It's a little bit like, the car or the tractor or the thing is stuck in the mud. And the more you spin and hit the gas to try to get traction to get out of it, the more mud gets flung up in the air and the deeper in you go. So this really is, be intentional and clear about what you want to manifest and clear out what's in the way of it. Your desires, go with ease, not pushing, not striving. Being beautiful, cosmic energy, full and complete, supported by the universe and your loved ones. Yesterday I was reminded to come clean about something with my own loved ones. I felt a little indifferent about it, so I was a little bit like, well, there's some things you don't share. But in this case, it was revealed that I should share it. Interesting. Anyway, I'm hoping that this makes sense to you. I'm hoping that this message, this divine inspiration message, is landing. And I'm going to read what this lady says. Interestingly enough, I'm going to show you. I've opened this book, and oddly enough, how crazy is this? Stop pushing and striving, and look, one part of the book right here, the page is all like twisted and torn up. Look at that. How interesting is that? I'll get some tape later, but I didn't have any glue here. I just opened it, and this is what happened. And I'm okay with it. I just think, oh, how interesting is that? The page just blistered. So let's read. What does it have to say about that? Take a break from what you're doing. It might be a day off, an hour to pause, going for a walk. This is all working with what we came here to say today. Our message today. The number 3 day. Interesting. Even if you're just closing your laptop, taking some deep breaths, but this is the moment to prioritize your space, the space that you inhabit. Let me go with this camera. Done enough looking at all that. When you are in the pushing mode, you can't see what other possibilities are out there because you're caught in the busyness of everything. Break the circuit by taking some space to breathe, slow down. You don't need to move at the same pace as the rest of the world to succeed. In fact, finding your own pace is the most powerful way of working. Slow and steady wins the race, but also allows you to switch into your own flow. Ooh. So when I'm reading this and I'm seeing this, I am not just being guided to explain to you, relax. It isn't a day to say switching off from the extra stimulation. When I say extra stimulation, there's mental, emotional, stimulation and physical stimulation that gets in the way of who you are and what you're really here to do. A lot of those questions are going to be coming up for you, for people around you, for people that you support, that you love, that you care about. You may have come across good friends, even relatives, children, adult children, cousins, sisters, brothers, friends, anyone who are in it, who are going through it. And maybe you just give them a chance to take a breath, just chill for a bit, and then we'll move on from there. It's hard to make progress when you've got this giddiness of madness, when you've got this extra frenzy happening. And there are days where, okay, you need to take a break. You must take a break. Gets too much, too heady. I've noticed that a lot with folks. And I do find myself missing them. Oh, they're right in front of me. And we have a good chit chat. And we like each other. And we spend time with each other. But they're not really in front of me. Their energy is all over the place. Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait till they ground and come back. Yeah, there's a part of my ego that gets in there that feels wounded, unseen, unwanted, unloved, this, that. That's my ego. That's the ratchet part. I got to put that aside because it's not about me. Never has been. It's about, so-and-so needs a break. We need to sort of back off a little bit, especially now, especially with what is all going on all over the world. All over the world. Anyway, my friends, that's it for me. I love your comments. I love what you have to say. It lights me up. It gives me a reason for being here and bringing you this divine message. Until tomorrow, big love. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.